So I knew I wanted to write a novel about a woman who was a matchmaker, and in my first thought, I thought that she would be terminally ill and that she would want to set up her daughter, her grown daughter, her husband, and her lover. And, you know, I didn't want it to have too many rules or too much calculus surrounding it. I just wanted it to be very simple. She can see if you're meant to be or not. And, you know, of course, it cuts both ways with her. Like, it gets her in a lot of trouble, I think, also. So this is book 13, I guess. And they've all been set on Nantucket. And the reason for that is that I have a very strong attachment to the island. And it started in 1993 when I moved here. Well, I came for the summer for the first time, and I can remember coming on the boat coming into the harbor. It was so beautiful, and I felt such an attachment to it. And I always paraphrase John Denver saying it was like coming home to a place I'd never been before. Oh, people come up to me all the time with suggestions and, oh, you've got to write this novel. Oh, I have a novel for you. But in fact, real life has no rules in it, and lots of it's very, very boring and would not belong in a novel. So I like to take details from real life, but I don't ever use actual stuff. My professor's agent came to the class, and he had grown up on Nantucket. I did not know that at the time, but he said, which one of you lives on Nantucket? And I said, oh, I do. So I talked with him after class, and I said, I'm writing a novel that's set on Nantucket. And he said, well, when you're finished with it, please send it to me. And I sent it to him, and he said, well, I'm going to represent you, and I'm going to make you a lot of money. And I was so excited. And so he couldn't sell it. Finally, he called me and said, I've sold it to St. Martin's Press for $5,000. I'm like, is $5,000 a lot of money? Because I can't quit my job. So it was okay, though. You know, it was a starting point. He suggested that I take the deal, and I did. And it was immediately picked up as Beach Book of the Week by People magazine. And then my next 3 novels proceeded to decline in sales dramatically, so that I think The Blue Bistro, which is my favorite of all my books, sold about 4,500 copies in hardback. And I was depressed because I was like, this is my favorite book and it's just selling abysmally. And then at that point, I decided to switch publishers. And I ended up landing at Little Brown, Hachette. And the next 7 books have all been New York Times bestsellers. You know, the number one thing is that you want to have characters that you are so gripped by their drama that you want to keep turning the pages. I like myself a warm weather setting. You know, I like my novels are all set at the beach, but I don't think that's what makes them beach novels. I think what makes them beach novels is the fact that they are easy to read at the beach. You know, gripping, interesting. Really, I have an extreme affinity for summertime, and this is almost my favorite time of year. Like just as summer is starting, because I have the whole thing ahead of me. So I love that.